Hi everyone. Today we will discuss about the endotracheal tube, the most important topic for the exam views. First question: which of the following is the most common indication for endotracheal intubation? Option A: upper GI bleeding. Option B: respiratory failure. Option C: cardiac arrhythmia. Option D: hypertension. Option A is the Option B is the correct answer. Respiratory failure. The primary indication for ET tube placement is airway protection and ventilation support in respiratory failure. Next question. While inserting an ET tube, which landmark confirms correct placement? Option A: absence of breath sound. Option B: bilateral chest rise. Option C: unilateral chest rise. Option D: tracheal deviation. Option B is the correct answer. Bilateral chest rise. Equal chest expansion and bilateral breath sounds confirm tube is not in a main bronchus. Next question. What is the gold standard to confirm ET tube placement? Option A: auscultation. Option B: pulse oximeter. Option C: end tidal CO2 detection. Option D: visualizing tube in mouth. Option C is the correct answer. End tidal CO2 detection. A rational capnography provides definitive confirmation of the tracheal placement. Next question. Which size ET tube is appropriate for an average adult female? Which of the following ET tube is appropriate for an average adult female? Option A: 5 to 6 mm ID. Option B: 6 to 7 mm ID. Option C: 7 to 8 mm ID. Option D: 8 to 9 mm ID. The answer will be option C: 7 to 8 mm ID. Adult females usually require a 7 to 8 mm internal diameter tube. Next, what is the correct patient position for intubation? Option A: SIM position. Option B: lithotomy position. Option C: Trendelenburg position. Option D: sniffing position. The answer will be option D: sniffing position. The sniffing position aligns the oral, pharyngeal and laryngeal axis. Next question. What is the ideal cup pressure for an ET tube? Option A: 10 to 15 cm H2O. Option B: 15 to 20 cm H2O. Option C: 20 to 30 cm H2O. Option D: 30 to 40 cm H2O. Option C is the correct answer. The range minimizes aspirations, risks and tracheal damage. Next question. Which complication is most likely with prolonged ET intubation? Option A: myocardial infarction. Option B: vocal cord paralysis. Option C: diabetes insipidus. Option D: torsades de pointes. The answer will be option B: vocal cord paralysis. Rational pressure injury, the tube can damage vocal cord. Next, in accidental right main bronchus intubation, what is seen? When the right main bronchus accidentally intubate, what will happen? What will seen? Option A: bilateral breath sound. Option B: equal expansion. Option C: decreased left sound. Option D: increased SpO2. Option C is the correct answer. decreased left lung sound because the right bronchus is more vertical, so the tube may enter it accidentally. Next, which is not an appropriate nursing action after ET tube intubation? Option A, secure tube position. Option B, check for air leak. Option C, inflate cuff to greater than 50 cm H2O. Option D, document tube size and position. The answer will be option C, inflate cuff to greater than 50 cm H2O. We already know inflate cuff is normal 20 to 30 cm H2O. If we will give excessive cuff pressure, the damage will be in tracheal mucosa. Next question. What is the purpose of pre-oxygenation before intubation? Why we should do the pre-oxygenation before the intubation? Because decrease the blood pressure. Option A. Option B, remove nitrogen from the lungs. Option C, prolong sleep apnea time. Option D, sedate the patient. The answer will be option C, prolong sleep apnea time, because pre-oxygenation increases oxygen reserves during the intubation. Next question. Which of the following is an early sign of ET tube displacement? Option A, bradycardia. Option B, sudden drop in SpO2. Option C, cyanosis of lips. Option D, productive cough. The answer will be option B, sudden drop in SpO2. Displacement may cause hypoxia, detected fast as a sudden drop in oxygen saturation. Next, the nurse notice gargling sounds over the patient's mouth during ventilation. What should be done? Option A, increase oxygen flow. Option B, deflate the cuff. Option C, inflate the cuff more. Option D, remove the tube immediately. The answer will be option C, inflate the cuff more, because gargling indicates air leak. The cuff may not be sealed properly. Next, during suctioning of an ET tube, what is recommended suction pressure for adults? Option A, 50 to 75 mm of Hg. Option B, 80 to 120 mm of Hg. Option C, 120 to 150 mm of Hg. Option D, 200 mm Hg. The answer will be option B, 80 to 120 mm of Hg. This pressure prevents trauma to tracheal mucosa while effectively clearing secretion. Next, what is the maximum recommended suctioning duration for an ET tube patient? Option A, 5 to 10 seconds. Option B, 10 to 15 seconds. Option C, 20 to 25 seconds. Option D, 30 seconds. As we did the suctioning as per needed, but the recommended of the duration is not more than 10 seconds. The option B will be the correct answer, 10 to 15 seconds. Longer suctioning increases the risk of hypoxia and arrhythmia. Next, the most common cause of accidental extubation is option A, sedation. Option B, port tube securing. Option C, hyperoxygenation. Option D, low cuff pressure. Option B is the correct answer. Port tube securing. Loose or improperly secured tube can slip out easily. Next question. Which of these helps prevent ventilator associated pneumonia? Option A, lateral positioning. Option B, deep suctioning once daily. Option C, elevate head of bed 30 to 45 degrees. Option D, frequent extubation. The answer will be option C, elevated bed head of the bed 30 to 45 degrees can help, like it is a semipolar position, reduce the aspiration risks. Next, which assessment indicates ET tube is in the esophagus? Option A, bilateral equilibrium. Option B, high end tidal CO2. Option C, no chest rise, stomach distension. Option D, improved SpO2. The answer will be option C, no chest rise, stomach distension. Rational gastric insufflation suggests esophageal intubation. Next, which medication is commonly given before ET tube intubation to prevent aspiration? Option A, lidocaine. Option B, atropine. Option C, ranitidine. Option D, midazolam. Option C is the correct answer, ranitidine, because ranitidine is an H2 blocker, reduces gastric acidity, lowering aspiration severity. Next, what should the nurse monitoring continuously in a patient with ET tube? Option A, serum calcium level. Option B, blood sugar level. Option C, oxygen saturation level. Option D, hemoglobin level. Option C is the correct answer, oxygen saturation level. Hypoxia is a major risk. SpO2 must be monitored. Which is the appropriate nursing action after accidental extubation? Option A, call for help, provide bag mask ventilation. Option B, reinsert tube immediately without help. Option C, suction the mouth only. Option D, apply high flow nasal cannula. The answer will be option help. Option A, call for help, provide bag mask ventilation, because the priority is to maintain the oxygenation while arranging reintubation. Next, which ET tube feature minimize the aspiration risks? Option A, Murphy's eye. Option B, radio opaque line. Option C, inflatable cuff. Option D, pilot balloon. The answer will be option C, inflatable cuff. The cuff seals the trachea, preventing the secretion from the entering the airways. Next, which is a sign of cuff overinflation? Option A, air leak sound. Option B, tracheal necrosis. Option C, increased compliance. Option D, improved ventilation. Option B is the correct answer, tracheal necrosis. High cuff pressure impair tracheal mucosal blood flow. Next, which is an advantage of oral ET intubation over nasal? Option A, lower infection risks. Option B, easier tube fixations. Option B, C, less gag reflex. Option D, better tolerated long term. Option D is the correct answer, easier tube fixation, because oral tubes are easier to secure and insert quickly. Next, which nursing intervention reduce mucosal injury during suctioning? Option A, use larger suction catheter. Option B, apply suction or insertion. Option C, apply suction during withdrawal only. Option D, keep suction pressure high. Option C is the correct answer, because this reduces the mucosal trauma and hypoxia. Next question, the pilot balloon and on an ET tube indicates tube size, cuff inflammation status. Option C, tube length. Option D, lumen patency. Option B is the correct answer. The pilot balloon reflects the cuff pressure is an trachea. Thank you everyone.